Hello, everyone. Welcome to Durrett's Take. I'm sorry it's been a while. I was busy, with the holidays and all that last week, and then this week I've just been busy with work in general. But before the weekend starts, I do want to get in my one phrase summary reactions to all the games last week, because there's a bunch of key games last week, and then my predictions for this final week of the regular season in NFL before we get to the playoffs. So let's get started. Let's get started with the Rams versus Ravens game. Rams are aggressive. So how the animal, like the ram, the animal, are aggressive type of animal. So it's no surprise that the LA Rams are now making moves as well, and if they win this week, they'll be the 2 seed. And I know people are talking about the trade for Stafford, which is obvious they need an upgrade over Goff, in my opinion. But I mean, it's not just being aggressive. I mean, when Akers went out trading for, getting a steal basically for Sony Michel, that was a good deal. Sony Michel is not Cam Akers, but he helps fortify that running back room. And then you also traded Durrett before trading line for both Von Miller, and then you got OBJ as well, which is aggressive moves. Well, those players, all four of those players basically were the only reasons why the Rams even won that game back on Sunday against Baltimore. And now, despite the not consistent type play you want to see, at least they're getting a win streak going now. Now, of course, it will definitely sting if the Rams don't win at all, but they at least done everything they could at this point to try to get a win, to go to the Super Bowl at least. Falcons versus Bills. Is Matt coming back? So now with the Falcons officially eliminated, the offseason Falcons have to decide if they want to trade Matt Ryan and take the cap hit, or they want to draft a quarterback but then have Matt Ryan be that 1 year starter before that rookie takes over. There's just a bunch of different decisions to go with right now because, kind of like the Steelers, the Falcons right now don't have a succession plan, so they got something they got to decide. Giants versus Bears. Who cares? Even if this game was close, it wouldn't really matter. Giants, have the Bears first round pick for the draft, so it doesn't matter, who wins where in the draft, because Bears don't have a first round pick at all because that was the pick they got for Fields. So meaningless game. Chiefs versus Bengals. Chase makes his case. So Jamar Chase showing offensive rookie of the year, and honestly, he's already close to entering the top 5 wide receiver in the league category. In my opinion, he's already in the top 10 now. And it's just crazy how, the Bengals needed a line. So that Sewell's right there for the take, and they're like, no, Chase is a very, very great wide receiver. We need him to go with Joe Burrow, who already have that connection, all that, and ended up being the right move. Now, the Bengals' O-line, still not great. It's going to cost them from winning a Super Bowl this year. But at least, taking Chase has proven to be the right move. As he's broken the all-time yards for a rookie, which Jamar Chase, his old team, had broke last year, by the way. Dolphins versus Titans. Tua out. After Miami was riding high with a 7-game win streak, it all came crashing down when they faced a legit opponent. Even though Tennessee's not at full strength, it's a game they should still win. Now, don't blame the weather. I don't want people to say, "Oh, it was raining," because Tennessee had to deal with that weather as well. And you see, like I've said before, Tua is like Drew Brees. You have to have a top 5 O-line to protect him, and you got to have weapons. Well, he has some weapons right now, but he has a bottom 5 O-line. All right. So that's why he's not looking as good. And that's what Drew Brees had towards the end of his career, which is why he was still to be productive, despite the old age and despite the decline that you saw with him. But the way what the league is now, it's unless you're Tom Brady or even Aaron Rodgers, who can run, really doesn't choose to run. It's really hard to be just a small pocket passer, like Brees was. His era was different, but now this era is totally different. It's just not going to work out. If I'm Miami, if Watson can somehow be clear to play, go get Watson. But if not, then go after Wilson Rogers. And then what's crazy is that Titans, if they win this week, will get the 1 seed. So crazy. Raiders versus Colts. Carr's season finale. So it's been a good show to watch all season with Derek Carr, leading this dysfunctional team, no head coach, losing Ruggs, and getting the big wins over and over again. Now this is the season finale. It's will there be another season? And if there isn't, where Carr's in the playoffs? Or is this the season finale where, okay, this is it for Carr? There's a final episode, leave a cliffhanger or not, basically. So it's, in my opinion, I feel like the Colts, they're gonna beat the Jags. So it's just a matter of can they beat. So it's between Chargers and Chargers and Raiders for that last playoff spot, unless if it's tied. But I'm not gonna get into that. It would be hilarious though if the Colts lose that game though, so that way Raiders can Chargers both get in. But anyways, Jaguars versus Patriots. More rookie sandwiches. We all know Belichick feasts on rookie quarterbacks, and it's no different this time around. By the way, here my preseason prediction was right on with the Patriots making the playoffs. A little better than expected, but making the playoffs. Bucks versus Jets. 8B outshines everyone. Instead of talking about how well the Jets played, or how bad the Bucks played, or how Tom Brady was, despite all that bad play, was still to leave that game-winning drive. The main conversation for this, and it's been ongoing for the whole week now, is AB and his drama. So, I seriously hope he gets the help he needs because he needs it. Eagles versus Washington, a Philly special. Hardly anyone thought the Eagles made the playoffs, including me. I thought they were, last place team. They were going to have a top 5 pick next year. I thought they were that type of team, but I was wrong. Now, I do think they're a quick exit in the playoffs, but at least Philly's showing last year, you can definitely tell it was more Wentz's fault for the dysfunction and all that. And now Philly can potentially be back to now being stable. Broncos versus Chargers. Broncos electrocuted. I give them 0 chance with Locke starting this game. Well, I guess 1% chance with Locke starting the game. And then with Locke now, it's definitely over. And now they're mathematically eliminated as well. It's tough front office decisions this season for the Chargers. For the Broncos. Texans versus 49ers. Welcome, Sir Lancelot. Trey Lance got his first win for his career in his second start, and now the 49ers need to just, win. If they win, they get in the playoffs. Lions versus Seahawks. Russell's exclamation point. And potentially Wilson's last game in Seattle, he balled out. And if the Carroll Wilson era came to an end, at least for the final home game, at least the finale at home was a good watch. Panthers versus Saints. Can't count them out. If the 49ers lose and Saints win, then the Saints get in, despite everything they've been through this year. And just a quick recap, you got Hurricane Ida. You got Michael Thomas finally going to be out for the whole year. And then throughout the year, you got Jameis Winston injury, Kamara being out 4 games, multiple offensive linemen out. And then you got all the COVID issues in that one game where they had 20-plus players out of COVID and John Payton out for a game because of COVID and all that. So it's just, and Taysom Hill, it's just been kind of crazy how they've been able to overcome all that, put themselves where they can make the playoffs. If they end up missing the playoffs, you can't fault them for trying to make it instead of taking them out, because as long as you're not mathematically limited, you got to try. Cardinals versus Cowboys. Outcoached. In the losing streak, I have been critical of Cliff Kingsbury coaching because he has been outcoached, even to Dan Campbell back in the Lions office. But in this game, he finally outcoached the opposing coach. This is what I was waiting for. The fake punt conversion, although risky and lucky, and got it converted. There's no play made McCarthy very timeout, which was crucial in the end. And they attacked the Cowboys' weaknesses in secondary, with number 30 Anthony Brown and going at Diggs, and luckily, they didn't turn it over at all, so that's good. So despite missing key players, if they can just play like they play against the Cowboys, then they can do something in the playoffs. Vikings versus Packers. Kings of the Pack. Packers for a second straight year win the NFC North and win the NFC overall. It'll be interesting to see how they do in the playoffs this time around. And then Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. Big Ben's farewell. And most likely Big Ben's final home game, he ended on the right note. And unlike for some players, like a Breeze last year, where unfortunately his last home win didn't go well, they at least got to get, a nice home finale, with the win before their retirement. Also, Pittsburgh will once again not have a losing season, so just crazy to think. Once again, Tom is a good coach. So now I go over my Week 18 predictions for this week. So it starts off with the Chiefs versus Broncos. I don't get why they have this as a Saturday night game or afternoon game. I don't get why. Broncos are eliminated. Chiefs, it's like there's different seeding. Like if the Titans win, Chiefs win, they still get the 1 seed or the 2 seed, 3. There's still seeding arrangements going on. But because the Chiefs can fall all the way to 4 if they lose this game. But with the Broncos eliminated, not having their quarterback and all that, even though it's a division opponent and everything on the road, I still expect Chiefs to win this game. I have them winning easily, actually 34-9, covering the spread. Next is the Cowboys versus Eagles. Now, I like the Cowboys, line originally, but now learning that Tyron Smith and Michael Parsons will both be out due to COVID. Those are definitely key players you don't want to have lose. So now, I'm not as confident Cowboys winning. But what's interesting is that Eagles, it isn't they should just rest their players, in honesty, since you're not going to obviously get a playoff bye, because it doesn't matter if they win or lose this game. Because if they win this game and the 49ers win this game, well, the Eagles are still going to be a 7th seed. But if they win this game, but if they lose this game, and the 49ers lose their game, then the Eagles would still, despite the loss, jump to a 6th seed, and the Saints would move to a 7th seed. So it doesn't really matter if the Eagles win or lose. So, um, but I still think Eagles would try hard, but in the end, I feel like Dallas will win. I have them winning um, by 3, just by field goal, 20-17. For the Sunday game. And now Sunday, you got the Bengals versus Browns. Baker's already saying he's done for the season getting his injury. Joe Burrow said he's going to rest up, which he needs to. Um, Now, of course, as far as the quarterback battle, I like Case Keenum better than whoever Cincinnati has the back quarterback for his name. I think it was Allen or something. But despite that, despite being at Cleveland, because Cincinnati, I'm not sure how many stars are going to play, but I know because they can still, have potentially better seeding and all that. So they're going to completely tank, I would say. But I feel it could be a close game coming out to the wire. But the Bengals will win 14-10, in my opinion, and barely cover their 3-point spread. Packers Lions. Now Matt LaFleur says Packers are going to play their starters. I'm not sure if that includes Aaron Rodgers or not because he doesn't need to play. But I mean, this could be like a preseason game where you play the first half and the rest in the second half or something. I don't know. I know Detroit once again is going to play hard and it'll come down right to the wire in Detroit, in my opinion. Especially Green Bay, eventually starts to play the backups. But I'll have the Packers because Jordan Love, I know he has one start and loss against a good Chiefs team, but if he gets any time in this game, you got to perform if you want to have any confidence going into next year. So I have the Packers surviving 17-13. Bears versus Vikings. The Vikings are going to play their starters, quarterback Zimmer. Bears, Justin Fields is out for the season now, has been declared, so Andy Dalton start. I'm not sure if the Bears are going to play their starters or not. Matt Nagy officially hasn't been told this last game or not, but we assume it is. And I think because it could potentially be his last game, he wants to go out on the right note. And the way Chicago's been playing recently, and the way, their defense is pretty good against Minnesota usually. And I feel like, and Kirk Cousins coming off COVID, all that, we're not sure he's going to be feeling. I'm going to take the Bears here for the upset by 1, although I wouldn't be surprised if Vikings win. But I have the Bears winning by 1, 2019. Washington versus New York Giants, game irrelevant, but Washington's clearly better at this point, so I'm going to take Washington 24-7. Colts versus Jags. I don't think the Colts are going to choke and lose this game, not make the playoffs after what they've been through throughout the whole year and the way they've been playing. Jacksonville's that bad where they should win this game, and Jacksonville has to win 35-10. Steelers versus Ravens. I mean, this game, technically, both are still not mathematically eliminated, but I feel like in the end, I feel like Baltimore will get revenge after going for that 2-point conversion against Pittsburgh last time, not getting it at home. I feel like, again, neither team's going to make it, in my opinion, but I feel like, I know it's Big Ben's, could be Big Ben's official last game, but I feel like Baltimore, with the way the culture is and all that, John Harbaugh stuff, I feel like they're going to end with a winning record despite all their injuries and on the right now. I'm winning 16-14. Titans versus Texans. But this game ended up being close to what the experts think at 10.5, just because Texans usually play Titans tough for whatever reason, whether they're good or not. And in fact, they upset them early in the year. And it's at Houston. But I'm going to have Tennessee winning, but again, it'll be just like a one-possession game, like 24-17, closer than the experts think. So Titans secure the 1 seed. Jets versus Bills. Because the Jets have been playing well recently, I expect them to potentially cover maybe, but in the end, Bills are obviously going to win because they want to get that home field, win the division, get home field games. So I have them win 31-16. Saints versus Falcons. Falcons will play tough because it's a division opponent. But because the Saints desperately want them trying to make the playoffs now, that they'll play with the sense of urgency that they need. And especially if they can get some key players back, I like the chances. I have Saints winning by 1 possession, 20-12. 49ers versus Rams. Actually, let's get that one. Go Patriots, Dolphins. Because Brian Flores, whether eliminated style plays tough, and the Patriots struggle, maybe this game would be a closer game, like a touchdown type of game. But Patriots getting revenge after the first game last year, 17-10. Seahawks, Cardinals. Seahawks know to play for. I have Cardinals winning 21-13, a closer game than maybe what people think. Bucks, Panthers. Bucks win by multiple possessions, 24-10. Now going back to the 49ers Rams game real quick. I like the Rams here despite their inconsistency, especially Trey Lance starting. But even Jimmy G's, you're not getting healthy Jimmy G. I feel like that'll cost 49ers. Despite Kyle Shanahan being, Vigay's kryptonite, because of the injuries and all that, that's the only reason why I'm going to go with the Rams here to get win into seeds 16-13. And then for the Chargers Raiders, it's again come down to the wire, can go either way. I mean, I want it to be the Raiders, but I gotta go ahead and go with the Chargers as their better team, just by 1 point though in Vegas, 2019, in a thriller. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day.